Welcome back to Badass One-on-One Offers. We are talking about writing proposals that convert in this module. And in this lesson, we are going to talk about what actually needs to go in your proposals. So what are the elements that you need to be including in your proposals? And we have to remember that the most important part of the proposal isn't the design, but the content. So the information that you include in the proposal is the most important part. Whether you put that information in a slide deck or a PDF or a CRM-enabled form or the body of an email, the content is what really, really matters. So don't worry so much about the design. But the 7 elements, the things that you need to include in your proposals are the objective, the benefits, the scope, deliverables, expectations, schedule, and price. And I know a lot of this is going to look familiar because when we talked about this when we talked about how to create a one-to-one offer way back in module 1. So you're not starting from scratch here. You're starting from kind of the core pieces of what your offer actually is. And we're going to talk about how to take those and add to it for your proposals. So the first thing that you need to include in your proposal is the objective. So the objective is the main goal of doing the work. And thankfully, this is not something that you have to guess or make up, but this is something your client has already told you. They've already told you what their objective is on the discovery call. So they've shared what is the main thing that they want to get out of working with you, whether that's launching a new website or organizing their pantry or launching a new course or a campaign. This piece is pretty straightforward, and you want to put that right at the top so that the client understands you understand what they need. The second piece is the benefits. So the benefits are the positive impact of doing the work. We want to highlight for them and put it up at the top. Why is it going to make their life better that they're doing this work? So this isn't about necessarily the work that's going to be done, but the benefits that are going to be created. And before you go into all of the details, it's important to remind the client why they want to do this in the first place. And again, this is information that they're specifically going to share with you when you do the discovery call. So it's important to ask them, why do you want to do this work? How's your life going to be better when we get this done? How's it going to feel? What impacts are you hoping to create? And you can put that information directly into the proposal. The next piece is the scope. So the scope is simply the steps that you're going to take to complete the work. And if the proposal that you're writing is for a standardized service, you can probably just templatize this piece. And this piece can stay consistent throughout all of your proposals, and it makes your life really, really easy. But you're simply describing the steps that you're going to take to get the work done. The next piece is the deliverables. So the deliverables are the tangible takeaways that the client is going to receive. So whether that's files, images, or documents, whatever it is that they get, make sure to highlight that for them so they can appreciate what they're getting. The next piece is optional, which is why there's an asterisk there, but it's the expectations. So what are the things that the client is going to need to be prepared to do in order to make the work a success? You need to make sure they understand what their role is in the success of the project. So whether, maybe they need to provide feedback or response within a certain time frame, or maybe there's a rescheduling policy that they need to be aware of, that if they try to reschedule their coaching sessions, that it's going to throw off the time frame that they want to complete the work. Whatever it is, make sure the client is clear on what their involvement in the project is going to be. The next piece is the schedule. So the schedule is the estimated time frame that it's going to take to complete the work. Now, depending on how your business works, you can do hard deadlines or you can do estimates. So you can say, I estimate it's going to take 6 weeks to complete this work. Or, for example, if you are an event planner, you can say that the work is going to be, you're going to, plan to execute the event on a specific date or in a specific month. Whatever makes sense for your business is what you should include here. And then last is the price and the payment terms. So it's important to highlight what they need to pay for the work, but also if there's any significant payment terms like when payments are due, the late fees, all of that stuff needs to be in the proposal. I know it's probably also in your contract, but unfortunately, a lot of times people don't actually read contracts. So if you want your client to know what these things are, you need to put it in the proposal. And I know that's a lot of information, right? That's a lot of information to share, but I want you to avoid the temptation to make your proposals really long. Normally, 1 to 2 pages is plenty. And if it starts to get too long, you run the risk that the client isn't actually going to read it, and you want them to read it. So don't make them too long. And up next, we're going to look at an example of a proposal from my business so that you can see how this all comes together. I will see you in the next lesson.